that should be going live in a couple seconds here, well, it is going live now actually. Not I'm saying that, but we're just waiting for YouTube Creator Studio to show the actual thing instead of Connect streaming software to go live, because YouTube Studio it is a little bit slow, but I mean it works obviously. But yeah, welcome back to another live stream. Today we're doing more severe weather coverage, but today we do have a little bit different situation than what we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks, I guess you could say, compared to the very very active season we've had over the past couple months, and now we're kind of winding down. Although hurricane season has obviously started as of this month. But let's take a little bit of a focus on what is currently going on, which we do actually have a currently one severe thunderstorm warning, which is ping pong sized hail and 7 mile per hour wind gusts, which is coming out of this. Which also earlier we did actually see a couple of these storms kind of far off at like around 5-ish, 5:30 o'clock, which they're kind of discreet, and then this area they're kind of merging, which we could see maybe a couple tornadoes today, but that all depends on if these storms either go linear or stay discrete, which if they go discrete, then we'll see maybe a greater chance of seeing some tornadoes today. But if they stay more linear like this, then we'll mostly have a wind and hail threat, which we are currently seeing right now with the wind and hail that is currently coming out of the severe warning storm here in Kansas, which is making its push towards Nebraska, and then this eventually later throughout tonight will be making its way towards Missouri and also Iowa. Actually, take a look at let's take a look at the actual like areas that are outlined currently for the different risks, which tornado risk, which is 5%. But I feel like that that tornado risk has got to be more of a conditional risk today compared to what we've seen before a couple weeks ago. And then for sure though, we are gonna see that hail and wind risk as we're currently seeing right now. So we do actually have a couple of storm chasers down here right now, Brandon Kopic and also Vince Valti, which Brandon Kopic's like right on the northern-ish portion of the storm here actually. Which there's a chance this may not be a very long stream, just due to the fact of how these storms are kind of just going to more linear storm development. Which actually, let's actually do take a look at these severe thunderstorm warnings. But this one is quite far out right here, but we do actually see a little bit of that storm kind of making its way towards Nebraska here. But that is a little bit of downgrade. Ah, yes, downgrade. This is now football for weather. But yeah, that is now down to 6 mile per hour wind gusts compared to the 70 that we just saw in this one. Which this one is going for another 7 minutes on this severe thunderstorm warning still. So we'll see how that kind of pans out as this is moving its way through. Let's just take a look at this one here, because I think these ones are more linear down here too. So yeah, even these are kind of like a little bit kind of going to more of a linear formation down here as well. So we could still be seeing some wind and some hail threat out of that. This one does have that little bit, looks like a hail threat earlier. This one seems to be just mostly producing that wind threat, which I was not expecting this area today to get that those storms to initiate with those wind and hail threat. Although I guess the wind and the hail threat is kind of in that area. I was expecting more of the storms kind of initiate up here towards Nebraska, but they ended up kind of just initiating down here in Kansas. We kind of, as I'm going through here, we kind of see some showers actually kind of just popping up behind here, which we could actually even throughout this afternoon into this evening, we'd still see some storms kind of just initiate back here. That's going for another 5 minutes there. So I wonder, I said, besides Brandon Kopic and Corey Gherkin and Vince Walty, I wonder who else is out there right now. So I think Tornado Page is out there right now as well. And also John McKinney and I think Ryan Scholl. Yeah. Well, we do actually have a tornado warning. This is got to be covering Lynn, Greenleaf, and Barnes, Kansas. I almost nearly said Kansas, or I nearly almost said Nebraska, but I've been mentioning Nebraska quite a bit throughout these couple days, I guess. But if you live in any of these areas, seek shelter now. So let's actually take a look at the velocities. Yeah, there's, I mean, it's a little bit broad out, but, well, it is a little bit broad, but the rotation is there. Actually, let's take a look at the reflectivity, because sometimes there's a little bit of contamination, and you can look at areas where there's like, it looks like there's like rotation, and there's completely just nothing there. It's just clear air. But there does seem to be some broad rotation ongoing there. And this is in Kansas. So definitely not the strongest rotation I've ever seen, but that rotation is there. Which I will also actually mention that the Cape values today are actually high enough that these storms can initiate, and also that wind shear too is also there, so these storms can kind of just spin up. Because I was also looking at a photograph from Omaha, and when you kind of just have where it was kind of like this with the kind of like what they used for like direction of the wind shear, and it's kind of like the ones that kind of like signal that there's like strong wind shear, kind of like that basically. So this is a little bit of an embedded one too for this rotation, because this one they kind of all the way back here compared to if it was like over here or over here. Still a broad rotation on this particular storm here. So this is the first tornado warning of the day so far as well. So this is, we got another overlapping severe thunderstorm warning on this severe thunderstorm warning. So, okay, so it looks like there is still a continuation on that 70-mile-per-hour wind gust on this portion of the storm here. And also now down to a $half sized hail. Although a lot of this is like just radar, like kind of like radar indicated sized hail there. Which there seems to be like hail sizes that are like up to like 3-inch size hail. That is the weirdest circling I've ever done in my entire life. That is the number 6 right there. So we got 3 storm chasers that are kind of just like what. So Brandon's there, Vince is there, and then Corey's there. They're like, this is like kind of huddling around the storm here. Let's also take a look. Okay, we just got another update on radar here as 2 minutes ago. So still not that strong rotation, but the rotation is still there. Yeah, that rotation it is still a pretty weak rotation. Also, another thing I will say as I'm looking at this here, this is a little bit of a linear line here compared to a discrete line here. Which even in a line like this, you can still have like a supercell in its like own little area. So it might actually have another area right just to the right of Washington there, maybe. But there doesn't. Maybe that's just contamination there, because there doesn't seem like there's anything in that area. Yeah, it's definitely contamination. There's like nothing there. Although this could be a little bit off because just the way it's my smoothing is on for high res reflectivity. So let's take a look at that without the smoothing. Okay, so maybe there actually could be some rotation on in there if I turn, since I have the smoothing turned off. Oh, I'll have to monitor that, see if anything does change. Yeah, that rotation is now really weakened out at this point compared to what it was earlier. Although this is on storm relative, so yeah, even on so even on high res velocity, yeah, it's still pretty weakened out. That rotation was originally like in there, and then it kind of weakened out. Yeah, so it looks like that literally was just contamination there. Because there is hail that's coming out of this portion of the storm here. Which sometimes when these radars are kind of just reflecting off this, like different storms, it can reflect off the hail, and then it kind of makes everything all messy. So if you look at the correlation coefficient, all of that is just hail, not any actual like debris ball. Although one thing I was looking at as I was noticing is this little area here. There could be some rotation going on in there. So one thing I do want to. Oh, what? I swear I thought I heard something like on my desk just hit. I don't know what it was. But I do want to take a look at the convective. I don't know why. I actually no. I know why I'm looking at the storm predictions there on my website, so I can keep an eye on this. Actually, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm questioning myself on that. But still got that slight risk tomorrow for day 2, which we still have. We basically have almost the same as today with the wind and hail threat, but that tornado threat is at a 2%. So not only could we also have a low tornado threat tomorrow like today. Also, we still got. Also, I did want to check down here what that severe thunderstorm warning, which actually does look like it did expire out. Looks like aired out or it got canceled out. One of the two. Also, we're just seeing a bunch of like these weird lines, which is another one of those things where the radars kind of where the radar kind of has issues and then reflects very weirdly. Okay, so we do actually have a tornado warning now on this particular area here, which is that one area I was looking at earlier. That I was like, okay, that might be another area of rotation there, but still not the strongest rotation, but that rotation is there. This is going to be for Waterville, Blue Rapids, and I think that's about it in this area so far, and Schroyer. And best ball. I had to zoom in a little. I had to zoom in a little bit so I could see who's specifically in the area. So everybody's covered. So everybody who's living in these areas are covered. And if anybody lives in these areas, seek shelter now, as you are under a tornado warning currently. And I cannot type for some reason. Don't mind me just doing a try to do a daily clear out of all the bots on Twitter that follow my account. That's one thing Twitter has an issue with still is bot. Pretty much almost any well, social media nowadays is like bots with like following you or like liking your posts or comments and all that. Like I've seen a bunch of like bots and like YouTube comment sections that like steal other people's comments. It basically like take the bot takes it as his own and then gets a bunch of likes somehow. Which a lot of these storms now are actually kind of like starting to kind of like merge with each other. Not that we couldn't see like an embed storm with these storms here, as we're seeing right now, but once these kind of just more and more get into kind of like a linear storm mode and are just more linear in general, they just become more of a wind and hail threat compared to a tornado threat. Still got broad rotation on this here, but that rotation is there, which I think we might have a little bit something over here that actually I think might be trying to strengthen up in rotation here, but we'll have to see in the next. Actually, we are actually on the current scan because this was like a minute ago, basically with the update. So we'll have to see in the next couple updates, I guess, or in the next scan here if anything does change or has changed. Because this rotation is probably gonna be going for a little bit. That other rotation that we saw earlier, kind of like, I mean, it was broad and it kind of just died out. Although, and the one thing I do want to take a look at is the soundings for this area. So, okay, so look like in this area, say currently, like, looking just in this area doesn't look like the shear is that strong. Although that was like hours ago though, so I'll have to take a look. So this was Kansas. Yeah, I mean, there's wind shear is there, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for these storms to kind of just kick off with a tornado. Although maybe we could have a brief spin up. Because this is, I think, actually now. I think that, yeah, this is actually trying to tighten up now. Still broad, but it is trying to tighten up. This is just to the west-ish of Waterville and Blue Rapids there. So got this tornado warning on and going for another 3 wind minutes. This is trying to tighten up. We'll have to see on the next scan if this is, well, actually this was a minute ago, so we'll have to see on the next scan if this is still continuing to strengthen in rotation. It looks like max velocity just went live. I think that tornado warning just got condensed a little bit there. So this is still 2 minutes behind here. Next to like 3 minutes. So 6:33 p.m. is probably when we're gonna get our next update on the radar here, because there's nothing on the ground quite yet. So this is just there's still a rotation. All right, we just got an update, and I think it did just weakened a little bit there. Not as strong as it was a scan ago. Still broad rotation, but that rotation is, of course, as I said before, still there. No debris ball, as we just looked at with the CC the CC product, basically, which is a correlation coefficient, which is the way to differentiate basically like rain and hail from debris. And there's nothing in terms of debris on the ground, of course, since we have just been looking at currently just rotation here so far. No, I guess looks like we got Vince Valti. Oh, that's a little bit sluggish there with the stream there. But looks like he is making his way south to Blue Rapids, because this is basically in that area right now with Waterville, Blue Rapids, Best Ball, with this area of rotation here. Which we actually may have another area here too that is kind of rotating. These two here. Still discrete rotations, but they are there. Oh, I get hiccups. Yeah, that rotation is weakened out even more there. It's becoming a little bit messy there. Yeah, we do have rotation ongoing there. Not that strong rotation though, quite yet. Even on storm relative velocity here, you can still see that rotation ongoing there. Because storm relative velocity kind of helps a little bit when it comes to trying to figure out exactly where rotation is ongoing within storms. Especially when it came to when I was doing coverage for Tropical Storm Debbie. Because a lot of times they're smaller supercells compared to these kind of supercells. And they're going towards the northwest, which is where a lot of the radar sites were at. So on radar, it's completely green or completely red. And using storm relative velocity would be the way to kind of see that rotation on radar. Which even while I'm not covering tropical storms, it can kind of come in handy too, because then it's a little bit more clear exactly where these little areas of rotations are at. So whenever we got anything popping up behind this, might be a couple might be a little bit of maybe some showers that pop. What is going on there? Okay, Radar Omega just broke itself again as usual, because that's what Radar Omega likes doing on me for some apparent reason. I don't know why. But yeah, this is still a weak rotation there. Still, ow, my arm. So I was looking at Vince Valti's stream, and it's kind of glitching out a little bit. Kind of weird. So what were you looking at in terms of this sphere turns for morning? Still got 8 minutes on that one there, which would be that ping pong size tail and also that 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, which I am kind of curious what it is kind of seeing on these. Kind of see how discrete they were earlier. Now they're kind of just getting to more linear. Although these ones are still kind of discrete down here still compared to these ones up here. So why? No, because I want to do Taekwondo. Ugh, tongue tied over here. So we might actually have some rotation going towards well, this is going towards northeast towards Beat Rice here in Nebraska. We may actually have a little bit of rotation going there. We'll have to see if anything happens there. So although this is in a little bit of a area where it's kind of hard to see with radars. So one thing I will say is at least these storms aren't kind of going towards this way towards Missouri, because then we would really start being out of range with these storms, because Missouri right now, this would be the only one. This radar down here would be the only way we would be able to see anything, because this one in Pleasant Hill, which is this one's for Kansas City and Pleasant Hill right here, and this one is just offline right now due to radar data flowing out. So that's a little bit of an issue. This one, I don't know. I've always seen this little dot here, which is on someone's farm or something. Not sure. And I don't know if that radar is still there or not, but it's always offline. So there's always a big like radar hole in this little area here. Got another severe thunderstorm warning on this one. This one's overlapping this one here. Although this one is kind of just moving slow into this region in Nebraska. The kind of southeastern portion of Nebraska here. This is lime-sized hail being detected out of this here. And also still 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming out of this. So this is mostly a, I mean, there's still got that wind threat coming out of this, but this is mostly a hail threat at this point. Apparently, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Apparently. You know, it kind of seems fine right now. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Still got rotation on that, but it's definitely much weaker than it was earlier, for sure. I mean, if we just take a look at the previous scans here, this is when we were taking a look at it when it was kind of starting to rotate there, and now that's when it was kind of as strongest there, and now it's just completely weakening out there. How are we doing on these ones down here? Because I know there was a couple areas down here that were kind of rotating, but seems like they're kind of like occluded out a little bit there compared to what they were earlier. Yeah. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning overlapped on another one, over another one, over another one. Did I mention there's a severe thunderstorm warning overlapped on another severe thunderstorm warning? I don't think I mentioned it. But this is for half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So yeah, we got a bunch of looks to be, well, just mostly hail threat. A lot of hail threat coming out of this particular line of storms at the moment. Still got rotation, but currently still weakening out. Much weaker than it was a couple scans ago. Still got maybe a little bit of rotation going on there, because if we take a look here, that's where that rotation was, but that's probably not going to get warned at all, unless it does end up possibly starting to increase in strength of rotation, but for the most part, that's pretty weak rotation, or at this point has occluded out at this point. I wonder what it looks like on Invincibilities. Well, you could definitely see that. Definitely see that rain. Can confirm there is rain. Which I'm kind of starting to notice there might be a little bit more, well, not maybe a little bit more rotation, but there is a new area of rotation possibly going on there just south of Waterville. After this one was just rotating here. Because that is one thing that tornadoes do kind of do, or at least rotations that tornadoes can kind of do. Where we got one area where it kind of just weakens out, and then a whole new area of development for a rotation kind of just spins up. Which I do want to take a look back down here with these storms. See if we got anything kind of niching behind it, which we do kind of have some storms that are kind of like flaring up back towards the Great Bend area and Kansas here. But for the most part, if these do produce anything, it's probably just like mostly wind and hail at this point down here compared to up here where we're currently having some of those storms kind of just rotate. We do have another... we actually do have a tornado warning, which is going to be in Nebraska. It's going to be for Blue Springs, Rockford, Virginia, Philly, Nebraska, and also Holmesville, Nebraska. This is actually just to the southeastern-ish portion of Beat Race in Nebraska here. Which we are a little bit far from this, so it's going to be a little bit kind of just interesting to kind of just look at where is this at with the rotation. So we're got to try and see if we can switch over to Omaha's radar here so we can see anything, which that rotation be right in there. Oh, no, okay, now we got a little bit better view here, but that rotation is going to be right in there just to the west of Blue Springs. I don't know, why did I close out my Twitter tab? So now we have two tornado warnings. Both of them are currently in two different states. One in Kansas and then one in Nebraska. Oh, that's pretty, from just like trying to see where this is actually at with the rotation. It's kind of weak rotation. So I get a lot of tongue twisting words I'm saying here. Although they're not really tongue twisting. I just can't speak English properly for some reason. So I got weak rotation on that one that was just near Waterville there. So yeah, these are pretty much just weak rotations if there is anything left in this area. Same thing with this. These two areas are kind of just weakened out areas at this point. Although I do want to take a look at what let's take a look at the kind of how these have been kind of formed. Let me just turn off these. I mean, I'll just leave those on. So you can kind of see how these are kind of just like merging with each other as this is pushing towards the northeast here. Let me just pause that. Just readjust how I'm sitting here. Posture check. to quickly use the bathroom. Ooh. Make sure I'm sitting properly in my chair. May have something trying to spin up there. Although let's take a look at high res velocity. Yeah, may actually have something trying to spin up there, but we'll have to see how that kind of pans out there. And this is just basically just a mess at this point. Nothing really rotating there that I can really tell of. So got a little bit of rotation going on there. So got this is still going on for another like 23 minutes. Still got that lime-sized hail threat coming out of this particular portion of storm, this northern portion here. Still got, of course, this one's still ongoing for another 8 minutes. Although I don't see that ongoing for much longer, since it's literally just turned into a whole mess at this point, compared to anything like that's like organized at all. So. Although we may have something, a little bit of rotation ongoing right in that little area. Also have more, kind of have more storms kind of just like forming at the back of this portion of the storm here. Because that just popped up there, which is probably producing that $half size hail as well. Or even larger than that there. So there's a good chance this is gonna be producing some pretty large hail. If this is already producing that hail. Although what time was that? 6:42. So that was like 10 minutes ago. So this is completely new. So this probably, I mean, it probably is producing hail. So that was 6 minutes before that scan. So there's a chance this is still producing pretty large hail of that. I am curious to see what it looks like without the smoothing. Okay, so it looks almost basically the same. And Radio Mega broke again as usual. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try to take a look at here. Yeah, just like the storm down here, nothing really that strong still with both these areas of rotations, if there is any rotational left at all. But this down here, I mean, this area's had a history of like recycling and then having another area rotation and continuing with a tornado threat towards the northeast portion of Kansas. Although this is starting to slowly head into like the more southeastern-ish portions of Nebraska, and eventually heading into the northwestern portion of Missouri here, and then eventually, of course, into the southwestern portion of Iowa. Because this area that I was looking at earlier, still got because I'm still seeing if there's any rotation in there because it looks like it might be something rotating in there, but and now there's no more tornado warning there. Still got this tornado warning ongoing in Nebraska for now. Nebraska. Which this is an area I was actually kind of just expecting to have that tornado threat going on throughout this afternoon into this evening, because this is one of the areas where that wind shear and cape values are kind of like up there a little bit. I might need to get some water in a second here too. Yeah, I'm gonna get some water. Never cannot have enough water, I guess. I don't know. Alright. Got me some water. I know it's probably the quickest speed run of getting water ever, probably. But I got a closet that's like right next to my room that has like a bunch of different like packaging of water bottles, so it's kind of convenient in a way. Still got some possible broad rotation just to the southwest, not southwest, that's southeast-ish of Cottage Hill there, Kansas. Not seeing anything significant in terms of rotation and just on this Nebraska storm here. Although this one is still going on for another, this tornado warning is still going for another, well, now 17 minutes. Also one area I do want to take a look at because there is some activity ongoing in Texas too. We got some ping pong size hail coming out of this as well. It looks like this is going on for another 2 minutes, so that's probably gonna expire out. Either that or they do end up continuing that, but we'll have to see. Interesting that there's a city down here in Texas called Denver City, especially since there is a place called Denver in Colorado. I got a new severe thunderstorm warning, 2 of them actually. Actually, this one I think has been going on for a little bit longer than this one here, because this one is the newly severe thunderstorm warned storm here in Kansas between Great Bend and Hosington and Claflin, if that is how you say it. Claflin. Not sure particular how to say that particular town's name, but it is a pretty interesting name of a town, I will say. Also, this area is kind of like hooking like that down here. Although, if it was actually like something that would be tornadic, it'd be hooking more towards this way compared to this way. Because this is just kind of just like a linear portion of storms down here. That's kind of just like it's kind of a small area. Although, obviously, and not looking at radar, it'd be quite a large area, but it is a smaller portion up than all up here currently. So this is still going on for another 15 minutes, but still don't see anything major in terms of rotation on this one here, because this has been to our warrant for a while. So, okay, so we don't. Okay, that severe thunderstorm warning just popped up for a second and then just disappeared. Radar Omega does that for some reason. I don't know why or how, but Radar Omega just does. After using this after using Radar Omega for like almost a year at this point, it's like, yeah, that's something Radar Omega does. Yep, that seems about right. Yep. Okay, it doesn't just only do that for severe thunderstorm warnings. It also does that for tornado warnings. Like, I just see like this tornado warning pop up with also the alarm sound that I have for like for tornado warnings, and then it disappears and then it comes back after like 2 minutes. It's so weird. Like, it is genuinely weird. Okay, there we go. Now we are down to no tornado warnings. So I turn that off and just update my title real quick here. So it looks like they did end up canceling that tornado warning because even I, when was just looking at the storm relative velocity and just the regular high res, there's really nothing kind of just there at this point. Yeah, this is pretty much just all wind at this point. Which, I mean, we could see maybe another brief spin up, but I think this is mostly just becoming just a linear storm, and it's just going to be mostly outflow at this point. We'll have to see in the next couple scans if anything does change, which I don't think it will. If it's kind of just doing this at this point, but we'll have to keep watching here. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning down here that I just saw just now, and it just popped up for like a literal like 5 seconds before it disappeared. But I did see, I think, ping pong sized hail on that one, and also 70 mile per hour wind gust on that there. Oh, there we go. Now it's popped back up. So $half size hail and some mile per hour wind gusts on that portion of the storm there, which I was kind of surprised that one got severe thunderstorm warning because it didn't look like it was doing anything kind of major. Although I guess when we're taking a look at the velocities here with from radar, got 44, 40, yeah, 44, 40. A lot. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So you kind of see like where that sunlight's still kind of peeking out right there. I don't know what. I think he's kind of going. Which way is he going? Towards. Okay, he's going east. I don't know which way that camera's pointing though. Oh, a hiccup. I just saw a tweet by Omaha. This one was from that was a tweet from like 50 minutes ago, almost an hour ago at this point. Severe storms are moving into southeast Nebraska, as we're kind of seeing that right now, where it's kind of moving into this kind of portion here. Capable of producing strong winds, which we're kind of seeing that right now, and they're expected to continue throughout this evening. Still looks like. Which we do actually. Do we still have mesoscales discussion on go? Oh, that is not the mesoscale. I see. Sometimes I get kind of like sometimes I accidentally click on storm reports instead of the mesoscale because they look kind of similar. Which one thing I will say about local storm reports, you can kind of just see like flood reports, flash flood, like flood and flash flood, or in case of like what we saw from Tropical Storm Debbie with tropical storm and storm surge reports, and then other which would be like water spouts, which I'm kind of surprised that's the only option in Other, but I guess a lot of it, a lot of the local storm reports are gonna be like in here, I guess. Which, although I'm kind of surprised that there's no wildfire in here, but then again, I guess wildfire does have its own like a little section for like weather outlooks. Dry thunderstorms out towards like Oregon and California there. A little portion of northern California there. And day 2, still in Oregon. Well, looks like mostly Oregon. Maybe a little bit of Idaho there. And the little area portion here. Drought mire. Try to take a look at that. Well, bit of a, looks like a drought. Well, drought going on here in Montana. They need some rain over in this portion of the U.S. here. Like, big time. Which I'm actually kind of surprised that there's a drought going on towards here. And between West Virginia, Virginia, and also Maryland. Especially with all the rain that, well, Depression Debbie? Tropical Storm Debbie, and then Depression Debbie, well, Tropical Depression Debbie, and then it just became just remnants of Debbie, which was still bringing tornado threats when it was still remnants, which is also kind of what we saw with Tropical Storm Beryl when it was kind of moving through Texas, Louisiana, and then it just became remnants moving through here, and then it kind of just went up to New England. And I just saw YouTube chat disconnected, reconnected, chat disconnected, successfully disconnected, disconnected, and then I don't know what's going on lately when it comes to like streaming lately. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know if it's just my internet being weird, which it has been doing that lately. I don't know why it does that. My internet never wants to like cooperate properly. See a lot of the moisture in this area, which actually let's take a look because this does go into the future. Which you can kind of see that moisture kind of just switching over because this is gotta be throughout tomorrow here. 14 Zulu, and then that'd be like 16. It's probably at like midnight there, and then it kind of moves towards the east. That'd be like that marginal risk day on day 3 outlook there. So this is kind of what we're looking at in terms of moisture in the air today, and this portion between Nebraska, Missouri, a little bit of Iowa there, and also South Dakota. Temperatures, yes, no, 6 hours. Well, obviously there's no snow, because we are still in the midst of summer, of course. One thing I do want to take a look at too is now Hurricane Ernesto, which is kind of just been moving right there. Which was tropical storm earlier, and then now is kind of, I don't know what stage it's at right now in terms of hurricane category. I think it's still at 1 at the moment. I think. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, it's still at category 1 right now, with a 989 millibar pressure. And there's where that hurricane force wind is at right there. That's like near the eye. And then you got the tropical storm. That is projected to be category 2 hurricane tomorrow at around 1. And then I think that's this is tomorrow, and then this is on Friday. So on Friday, it looks like it's forecast to be a category 3, which is a major hurricane. Yeah, still got a lot just of wind coming out of this portion of storms here. A lot of outflow. Oh, we do got another tornado warning here. Actually, it looks like. Which, if there is any rotation, it's gonna be like right bedded in right there, because that's the only area that I can really see if there's any rotation. Maybe like this little area here. But but I think that rotation is gonna be like right there. Oh, it's interesting. Just because this is an area I wasn't really expecting to have any rotation on going because of how small of an area it is and how it seems to be mostly outflow. But I guess that area there is rotating. If you live in Oldsburg, Fostoria, and Blaine, and this is Kansas here, seek shelter now. Most of this up here is, I think, still just pretty rural area up there. So it looks like the areas that are gonna be mostly impacted by this is gonna be Blaine, Fostoria, and Oldsburg, and Kansas here. So do we have a new mesoscale discussions? Because I know I was trying to load it up earlier, but for some reason nothing popped up. Okay, there we go. We do. But do we have any new ones at all? Why? Okay, mesoscale discussions is apparently not wanting to turn on, so I'm just gonna go to their website real quick to look at any new mesoscale discussions at all, if there's anything. Okay, it looks like we have to go to their Twitter, because sometimes their Twitter is a lot quicker than their website. So, risk for large hail and damaging wind gust and possibly tornado continues to evolve. So, looks like we still have that tornado threat ongoing, but mostly wind and hail coming out of this. We still got this severe thunderstorm warning ongoing, which could be now down to quarter size hail compared to ping pong size hail. We still got also that 70 mile per hour wind gust and $half size hail warning on this one here. Which I think something might be trying to tighten up here. Take a look here where that kind of is. So it might have something, yeah, something might be trying to tighten up in there. But, oh. But that also could just be just straight up this contamination ongoing in there. Especially since this is kind of just in between that area here. If there's any rotation, it could be in this little area here. Yeah, we definitely do have that contamination ongoing there. Oh, there we go. Now yeah. They updated their website there. That's basically what I just read out earlier with the large hail and damaging wind gust and possibly a tornado. Yeah, it's definitely contamination, no doubt about that. Because if we look at the high res compared to the velocity, because it would be if there was rotation, it'd be in here or somewhere up in here. But if we go back to reflectivity, it's kind of just like bowed out right there, kind of. Also, one thing I just realized that I'm not even in full screen. I mean, you really couldn't tell, anyways, on the stream there, but apparently that was like that the entire time. I don't know. Kind of. Okay, yeah, I was actually no, I was like that the entire time basically. I didn't even realize that because the way I have the kind of like the Bob scrolling text and then the stuff at the top left there. Which also another thing I will say about my graphics I have on my stream here is that they're definitely a lot more cleaner and more kind of just like condensed compared to what I had before. I don't know if I still I think I still have it on my computer somewhere where with the old one. I think I'll have to take a look where it's at. Yeah, there it is. So I used to have this as my little little border kind of like text. I don't know what to call it. Like where it indicates severe thunderstorm warnings and then tornado warnings. I had that for like the longest time, and I still have my logo in the top left there, but now it's a lot more condensed, and I can have like a little bit larger area for specific warnings compared to two different indicators, and then just having a little bit like of a thing down, like kind of like where this what indicates the way the wind is moving towards or away from the radar. So nothing in terms of debris. So just rotation, if there is anything at all. Still have some contamination on in there, but because this is bowing out here. So yeah, this is pretty much just outflow. If there is anything rotating, it's probably not really gonna be able to produce a tornado. If it is, it's gotta be just weak. Yeah, it's pretty much just outflow at this point. Just got condensed a little bit there with that tornado warning. Still got this severe thunderstorm warning going on in Ellsworth, which a lot of these are just like just general, except for this little area of here that's currently severe thunderstorm warning for like hail and wind. We actually do have a wind report here from a train spotter. 65 mile per hour wind gusts on that one there. But yeah, a lot of these down here are kind of just general storms. Maybe some wind and hail threat out of those. A lot of the peak severe weather is coming out of this right now. Which we do actually have some storms that are kind of just popping out behind us right now too. So I think we have a little bit of area there that's trying to tie it up there. I just got a new scan in there. We actually have another area that's possibly trying to tighten up there. Broad rotation. So we have two areas that have broad rotation right now. Although this one right here is a lot more tightened up compared to this one here. I just got a new scan, and that is tying up a lot. That just tightened up a lot more there a little bit. Yeah, that definitely is trying to tighten up there again. This one still broad rotation on that one there. Still trying to tighten up here on that one, which is still in that tornado warning area on that one there. See if we got anything in terms of down here, but I don't think we really have anything. These are just mostly wind and hail threat if these do become severe. This one, as previously mentioned, is the main threat at the moment. We do have more storms that are these little cells that actually are starting to pop up behind this particular line of storms here. So I wonder what Corey's looking at. I think it's this, well, obviously this storm. So we're looking towards the south here on Corey's stream here. I wonder if we could see on high res. We may have had maybe a little bit something, but I don't think I don't think maybe a little bit something, but I don't think it's really anything much. Because that could just be from just like hail, from just reflecting off hail compared to anything actually in terms of debris. So that is tight rotation on that one there. So let's take a. Also, I do want to take a look at this one here. May have something ongoing there, but I think that's just wind if there is any rotation on that one. Although this kind of is heading towards the northeast here, so that just most likely just outflow on that. Still has maybe some broad rotation on that. Still got more little cells that are starting to pop up more and more behind us. Flying storms here. So it's kind of interesting since we only have a tornado warning on this instead of any severe threat warning on this. Okay, so looking at the current scan, not as tight as it was earlier. So it looks like that rotation has kind of just broadened out at this point, but not entirely sure. Take a look at the because it looks like there's some stuff that's kind of popping up right there. Okay, so it looks like we do actually have a tornado that is on the ground because this is observed at this point in time. Can we see anything from Quarry Stream? I don't know if we can. I don't know why I'm like lifting myself up from my chair, like I'm gonna like see over the trees. So there is a tornado that is underground, but kind of hard to tell because there's not like a debris ball on this. If there is, because that rotation is not tight compared to what it was earlier. So if there is, it's like very skinny. So I don't know. Okay, so there is that report. 725 Potawatomi County, Oldsburg, Kansas, storm chaser. Tornado for about 5 minutes before roping out. So it was on the ground for 5 minutes and then roped out. So it was on the ground apparently for like 5 minutes. It looks like, and then it completely roped out. So that is one of the things about what we're seeing with this environment today, where we kind of just have these brief spin ups. So, and I guess that was the brief spin up that I guess happened just a little bit ago. So, we just currently have observed on this tornado warning. Although, I don't know. So not seeing anything in terms of debris, but that's probably not debris. That's probably just reflecting off hail there. Because I know I was like looking at this little area there earlier, but then that kind of like disappeared. So I don't know. Not entirely sure. Because where is that rotation currently? Still kind of just there at the moment. It was like tight couplet, but then now, as we're seeing right now, it's kind of just broadened out at this point. Ah, because it was kind of tight on that scan there and there. Then now it's broadening out. So we got some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing towards up here in Nebraska for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and less than quarter-inch size hail. And then we got a bunch of these, which are all also less than quarter size hail or around quarter size hail, and all 6 mile per hour wind gust at the moment. Because this is still our main event with the severe weather throughout today with what we're seeing right now, especially with this portion of this line of storms where we had that tornado kind of touched down for 5 minutes and then roped out. So I guess there was a tornado that was on the ground. Although this is probably just gonna expire out. Since that rotation is broadened out. I don't know. Although we may have something, a little bit of something trying to spin up there. Although, if we take a look at it, yeah, it could be something trying to spin up there, but nothing much. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of contamination going on there. That is a lot of contamination. That's gotta be the most contamination I've ever seen on radar. Besides besides last week when we had those storms moving through Iowa and Wisconsin from when they were like kind of just moving through Minnesota into kind of like I think southeastern portions of Minnesota, because it was kind of like with those storms kind of moving through here. Yeah, so that is southeastern portion of when Minnesota there. So yeah, that is a lot of contamination. Something that's moved in my ear, and not moved in my ear, but yeah, that is a lot of contamination not going in there. So I think because trying to take a look at this, we may have something trying to tighten up right in there, because this is kind of hooking in a little bit right there. Just kind of embedded in with this little line of storms down here towards the south. Still got more cells that's popping up behind this, which we could see a lot of these kind of just merge in with this line of storms here, and then just completely becomes just a linear line of storms, like a linear unorganized linear like line of storms. Yeah, it's just a guy expire out in the next 5 minutes here. So this is an absolute mess right now on radar. Although we could have something trying to tighten up there, because this is a lot more tight up here than down here. Which we could see an extension on this tornado warning. Because this Vince Waltie's right on this storm, and I don't think his stream is kind of working, because we are in a kind of a dead zone where we're out in a rural area. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think we're. Oh yeah, that's gonna be an extension on this one. Still okay. So that's just radar indicator right now, but we do actually have the extension on this tornado warning for Blaine, Wheaton, Duluth, Nichelle, Beckerville, and Kansas. What is in my way? All right. So those. So in the towns included is Blaine, Wheaton, Duluth, Onaga, Newshell, Nolan, and Beckerville in Kansas. Seek shelter now as you are in this tornado warning. This particular line of storms down into the southern portion of the storm has had a history of producing a tornado, as we saw from earlier with this tornado warning here, with a tornado roping out and also just being on it gone for like 5 minutes before it roped out. Ooh, we have a PDS severe thunderstorm warning down here. That is not something I was expecting today, but then I got in. I guess today was a day where we did have the risk for those kind of wind and hail threats. Although a lot of hail threat is up towards here, and then a lot of the wind threat is kind of in this area. Although, of course, even those storms can occur with those threats outside of those areas, of course. But we do have an 80-mile-per-hour wind gust threat on this one here. That is crazy. Stay away from windows, especially if this is producing those 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts out of this particular line of storms here. Because a lot of times when it comes to PDS severe thunderstorm warnings that have 80 or more, not that 60 and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts can't do a whole lot of destruction, but typically when you see 80 or 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts or higher, those are going to be typically the storms where you're going to be seeing a lot of like wind damage. Which we are probably going to be seeing more wind reports, wind damage reports out of that possibly, if that's got that PDS severe thunderstorm warning out of that on that one down there. So I think, okay, I just saw that other tornado warning kind of just expire out. But yeah, we still have some contamination ongoing in this area. But we do still have rotation ongoing in this little area here. We have actually another area down here towards the south, which we've been seeing quite a bit of this throughout today. Although, if we kind of just switch here, I think it just might just be contamination. Yeah, it definitely could just contamination. Because there's like nothing ongoing in this little region here. But there definitely is rotation ongoing within this portion of the storms here. Since there is kind of this like area that's kind of like hook area. Little notch. Oh, okay, we got a little bit. Vince Walty's got a little bit of a better connection going there. Kind of, because this is still a pretty rural area, so not gonna get the best connections out towards this way. Because Nebraska and Kansas are typically gonna be your two areas, or at least in a lot of the rural areas along in these areas here, in like South Dakota and all that. You're typically not gonna get that great of connection. If you storm chase out towards these areas. Which I am curious, the mobile data map. I am kind of interested in seeing, how LTE coverage kind of is in these areas. Maybe, if I can like, okay. Yeah, just looking at because Verizon definitely covers a good portion of out here. Uh, U.S. cellular, not so much. Uh, T-Mobile, not so much either. Verizon looks to be like a good provider for out here if you do storm chase because they do cover quite a bit of good area out here. Uh, AT&T covers quite a bit. So it looks like if you do have T-Mobile, you gotta have a lot of dead spots on Nebraska, because the Nebraska is completely it's like a complete almost dead spot for T-Mobile. Uh, kind of same for U.S. Cellular. I can't pronounce that for some reason. Verizon covers a great portion. Okay, so maybe I'm looking at this again here. Maybe we do actually have some rotation going there because there is another notch. We got two areas that have like little notches. I have a few doubts that that there's cameras out this way. Although maybe along like I don't know. Maybe along these like roads over here. And that is a ton of contamination now. Oh my god. Yeah, when you kind of see this where it's kind of like radar is kind of just reflecting a lot of things wrong. Basically, it kind of just starts doing that. But go to storm relative. Yeah, storm relative velocity is a lot better to look at right now. So our two areas are gonna be down here and here. So we possibly have two areas of rotation right now. So I have to watch for that with these areas. If we do get a another extension here, we'll have to see. Also, look at that. That is this supercell right here, what we're looking at, and that's probably that lowering right there of what we're looking at currently. Because this would be this portion of the storm right here. Holy, that's actually insane, man. Something might be trying to tighten up right there. Look at storm relative. So here and somewhere down here, we got two areas that are trying to like tighten up there. Let's take a look at Corey. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I gotta take a screenshot of that. That is wallpaper worthy right there. Wow. Oh, that is actually insane. Oh, yeah. This is definitely a supercell right here in terms of a tornado warned storm, which is actually it looks like it is like kind of condensing. It's kind of like trying to like uh what's the term? What's the term I'm looking for here? Hook hook echo. I don't know why. I swear I've mentioned it like 100 times before in my other streams, and now today I'm like, what's the terminology again? But what is Vince Wealthy looking at? Oh my god! Like this is the other side. You can see that rotating right there. Wow, that's also wallpaper worthy right there too. All right, I know what I'm making my wallpaper now. I know what I'm making my wallpaper. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like my second monitor is just not gonna agree with it. So that's great. But yeah, it looks like it is actually trying to hook there. Let me just get a screenshot of this. And I'll probably because that screenshot would be the size of my main monitor. Yeah, it's just not gonna work out very well because how large my second monitor is. So that's one thing I want to do though. What the Max Velocity tweeted like 3 hours ago, ice does not belong in milk. My question, who's putting ice in milk? Like, is the milk not cold enough or something? Holy. That'd be that lowering like right there too. So I wonder what Corey's looking at. Okay, he's looking at this side of the storm here. And pixelation from data be like, yeah, that is insane. I would not be surprised if we get a extension on his tornado warning, although this is still kind of in that area right now. Also, I keep bumping my head on my microphone. Still got that rotation line going in there. So there's a little bit of contamination going on right now, but the rotation is in there. It said, what else did I forget to turn on? Okay, that's still on. Just usually with these storms, I'd be seeing a lot of like lightning, so these little like plus signs like that, but haven't seen a lot of those like pop up on Radio Omega apparently. I don't know why or how. Okay, there we go. 5 minute intervals. You could see it. So yeah, 5 minute interval looks like it's yeah, okay, so yeah, there is a ton of lightning in this. Ugh. Alright. I had to take a swig of water. My throat was starting to get even more dry as I'm speaking. A lot of contamination on that. I mean, I think it's still trying to get something together as it's kind of hooking right here, but it's kind of just starting to fall apart as it's like merging with everything else. Still got, let's take a, oh yeah, we still got the 80-mile-per-hour wind gust on this severe thunderstorm there. Let's take a quick look at the other ones, which I think this is new. Yeah, this is a new one. Quarter size, inch size hail, and 60 mile per hour wind gust on that one there. So let's take a look at. That's what Vince Faulty's looking at right now.
Concerned that this could be dropping something soon. Right back down here, they're wrapping around. They're going to wrap back up into this thing. We've got.
Oh my god. So yeah, I think at this point it is starting to get to that more like combine with the other merge with these other like little like lines of storms. Says yeah, very contaminated at this point. I just bumped my mic. Oops. Still got a little bit of a hook right there. But still very contaminated. So got another 13 minutes on a tornado warning there. I had to take another bathroom break. Yeah, there's definitely rotation. I was trying to pop up back there, but still pretty weak and broad rotation there. Vincent Walty is like right there, but nothing that like major at all. Been new severe during some morning there. It's going for almost an hour. Wow. Uh, about quarter size, inch size hail possible, and 6 mile per hour wind gusts coming out of this portion here. Still got the tornado warning ongoing here for another 10 minutes. Could see maybe another area rotation right there, but it's pretty weak. That one's no longer a PDS if you're throwing some warning on that one there. I've got more of these popping up, more like storms and stuff that are kind of just popping up towards the northwest ish of this particular portion of storms here. Although this is kind of more north than northwest. Although I guess this one's more northwest, and this one's kind of like northwest, I guess you could say, with the direction of some of these storms here. The radar over by Kansas City is still down. So I thought there was a second one that was down. I can't remember which one it was. Although I think it might have just been a terminal radar. Keep accidentally hitting that for some reason. But that's gonna expire on the next 8 minutes here. Yeah, a lot. It's still even more contamination going in here. So let's take another look at the outlook for tomorrow. So we still got that slight risk ongoing. Still got a 2% tornado risk, so confidence on that hasn't really risen. Still got a just like today, the 15% on the wind and also the hail risk, just like today. Although that hail risk, there was a significant severe for up here, but a lot of that kind of didn't kind of pan out today. Which a lot of this risks today were kind of conditional, kind of like the tornado risk, which was which was pretty conditional throughout today. Not that we couldn't see something later tonight, but I think for the most part, it's just gonna be wind and hail. And we now have another severe thunderstorm warning. That is PDS severe thunderstorm warned. This is up to 80 mph wind gust again. So this is gonna be the smallest area of PDS severe thunderstorm warnings I've ever seen in my life. Because this is not even like a large area of storms. This is like this little area down here in Canton, Lay, and Kansas here. It's just north of Newton. Going towards Leah, Marion, and Kansas here. Kind of interesting how this one just got downgraded, and now we're back up to the 80. I still got this one going for another 8, well, not 8 minutes anymore. Now it's another 6 minutes. That looks kind of cool. Where you kind of see like the sky there, and then you got these clouds. Corey still had. You could still. Oh well, we did just. Okay, there we go. Still see that like. Well, still a supercell on that one there. That is currently still tornado warned, but there's nothing much in there anymore, so it's probably just got to expire out. We do actually have a severe thunderstorm warning on this now again. There's just gonna be 60 mph wind gusts and about quarter size inch hail. If there is any hail, that is gotta be produced from a storm. So I wonder what the radar indicated wind gust. Still got 4 minutes on this tornado warning, which is surprised it's not canceled out yet, because there's really nothing much going on with this anymore. That's a lot of contamination on base velocity, and also just high res velocity. Storm level velocity is still contamination, but it looks a little bit better than the high res. That's another tornado warning. I think that's just an extension. Yeah, that's just an extension on this one. It just disappeared for like 2 seconds. But this one's gonna be still for Agna, Havensville. Probably gonna be where once this pops up again, I can actually see who's gonna be including this. So it's gonna be Wheaton, Ogden, Duluth. This one is now gonna be including Havensville and American City. So I wonder what's even being picked up right now, because if there is any rotation, it's gonna be in there. We'll have to see. Because if it, oh, I just accidentally hit my Windows key button. So if there is anything, it's gonna be in there most likely. Because there is that little notch. Actually, hold up. Let me just move it up a little bit. So it's gonna be in there, not down here. Because this is all just contamination down there. So if anything is rotating, it's gonna be in this little notch area here. Surprised that they are continuing a new tornado warning for another like half an hour, but yeah. Yeah, really haven't seen a whole lot of where the original activity was gonna be, which would be like the Iowa and like Nebraska area. It's been mostly just hanging out in Kansas with this threat. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really seeing much right now that could be a huge concern at the moment. Although maybe a little bit here, but even then, or actually here, because this is a little bit tighter here. But yeah, up in here will be where that if there is anything rotating, it's gonna be up in here. Because this is kind of like starting to die down with that little area here. Because it was like a little bit of a bigger area earlier, where it was kind of hooking like that, and then merged there, and kind of hooked a little bit there. Still trying to hook, but it's kind of dying down there. Rotation is there. It's just very unorganized. Like, very unorganized. And also, the contamination doesn't really help either. That's another factor in this. So it could actually be saying. Actually, let me just switch over to selectivity real quick. Could be something going on there that could be trying to rotate in there near Manhattan. So got the severe PDS, severe thorn sporting on that one. Still surprised with how small of an area that is. So one thing I do want to take a look at is because I know there's some storm reports I saw down here as well. Power pole down, and also large trees uprooted and some structural damage. There is debris in the field, so that is from this portion of the storms right here. We actually do have a couple reports from those 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Train spotter estimated 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts coming out of those when this was kind of coming through here. This is now downgraded to 7 mile per hour wind gusts on that one there. So if there is any rotation, it's gonna be in this little area of this little notch here, which there could be that. That's probably not any actual like a couplet there. It's just probably just like just a lot of contamination going on there because we've been seeing a lot of that as it's kind of moving through here. Because if we kind of go back a little bit here, if this thing will kind of update. So yeah, it kind of started seeing contamination there, and then it's kind of just continuing there. I also can kind of see where it's been kind of rotating too. There's something a little bit of something there, but that's just most likely just hail, not an actual like anything in terms of debris there near Beckerville. So we are starting to get into the net. Oh wow! I just clicked on Vince Faulty, and all of a sudden there's like some big lightning coming out of this man, or actually quite a lot of lightning, I should say. Actually, wow! Oh wow! A little bit grainy on that one there on Brandon Kopek's stream, and Corey is having some issues there. Vince Faulty's having some perfect connections going on there. It looks like. Uh, looks like some scud cloud right going on right there. It's still there's like a ton of lightning out of this storm right here. Not seeing a whole lot of activity out of this right at the moment. That is a lot of lightning.
How it looks like one, but I can't see it spinning, so it could just be Scud. So don't take that too seriously here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of scud clouding out over here. I'm kind of curious to see what's going on through here. That is some strong winds coming out of that right there from what we're seeing on the radar there. Not sure who's got to warn that because this is a little bit of an interesting area where we could either be seeing because I don't know who's I don't know who CWA region this is. I don't know if this is Pleasant Hill, Kansas City, or if that's Des Moines. Can't remember off the top of my head to be honest. Uh, so that would be this little area here would be Pleasant Hill, and Pleasant Hill's radar right now is down. So not really gonna help a whole lot. So still got okay. That one's still on 70 mile per hour wind gusts, which I wonder if we could be possibly seeing again if we do get an 8 on that. But I think at this point, I think that's kind of starting to die down now after a while. Because that was at one point a couple times at 80 mile per hour wind gusts coming out of that particular storm. Still got another 14 minutes on a severe thunderstorm warning. Although this particular storm is moving pretty slow. There's a lot of contamination still. So this is I think starting to become more outflow compared to any inflow coming into this, and any instability that may be left at all. Which, if there is any rotation, it's gonna be really small in the weak rotations of this, because this has been rotating for quite a while now. What's going on there? That is weird. So, got another severe thunderstorm warning here, which is basically just a continuation of this one here. Still 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming out of this, and about quarter-size hail if there is any hail that is going to be produced out of this particular line of storms. So, yeah, these particular line of storms here are definitely starting to die down more and more as we're going throughout this evening. Might have something. Man, let me just take a look. Make sure that's not just clear. Might be something just to the southeast-ish of Wheaton there. Not 100% sure yet, though. Because it could just be just contamination, what we've been seeing a lot in this area here. Might have been a tornado underground. Because we go back. I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's definitely not any debris there. It's just straight up just contamination. Got another severe thunderstorm warning that's overlapping another severe thunderstorm warning again, which is also for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. Still got more of these storms that are kind of just popping up here, which I think most part of these are just like just general like showers and storms up here. Uh, Hold on. We still got another 6 minutes on this tornado warning. If you're still in any of these areas, continue to seek shelter. Oh my god, that is bright. With whatever is like on the road there, that is bright. Oh my god. Someone's like high brights are on or something. Oh my god. Still got another 3 minutes on this tornado warning. So let's try to figure out what's going on with this portion here, because it's a lot of contamination, and if there's like areas that look like rotation, it's probably not rotation. Because if there would be rotation, to be more embedded in here compared to be like out here. Yeah, a lot of outflow at this point. I mean, look at that. And holy contamination going on there. Well, we do have extension on his tornado warning, apparently. Hmm. Okay. So I don't know what is being tornado warned here. There's just really, I don't see anything that's like concerning in terms of rotation at all. Like, what are they seeing here? I I don't know what are they seeing. I don't know. I'm me trying to figure out what could possibly be tornado warned in here. Be like, because this is now going on for even longer, even though there's like nothing going on in here. Radar indicated apparently. Hmm. I said unless someone must have mistaken like something for a tornado, that's possible. Because sometimes people misreport things as like a tornado. This is like not an actual tornado. It's literally just all outflow. Like it extends all the way down towards here too. It's all outflow. Although here might be just a little bit of like not any actual. Well, maybe there's actually a little bit of outflow coming out of the edge of this area of the storms here. But even then, I don't really see much coming out of this other than outflow. Because we just outlined huge, a couple simple drawings that I just did there. Well, one, not, it's not really an oval. It's more like a weird circle. So it's less contaminated now, that's for sure. I said I'm surprised they're still keeping this going, but Let's take a look at the velocities on these with the wind coming out of these. Strong winds coming out of this. Still on the radar hole right now with between these two here, because Kansas City Pleasant Hills the radar still not online, even hours upon hours after. Maybe tomorrow we'll see them back online, but who knows? Sometimes radars can be down for like days, because even because this is the one that has those bats coming out of it. Um, where's the bats? Where's the bats? Where's the bats? Want the bats? Okay, I can't find the bats. But yeah. I, I just set up the stream elements command, and it doesn't want to work apparently. I don't know why. Got another severe thunderstorm warning. Still a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust for severe thunderstorm warning. Give me a moment while I try and get this to work. Come on, work, work. Stream elements work. I don't know why it doesn't ever want to work for some reason. Still got this tornado warning. I ain't going for another 20 minutes, but still not really seeing anything that could warrant that. Alright, I just switch it to reply. See if that's okay. Stream elements still doesn't want to work apparently. I gotta figure out how to get stream elements to work. So another thing too with a lot of these just well, these are a lot of these are starting to become just more outflow dominant compared to what they were earlier, where they could rotate, which we really haven't really seen a whole lot of rotation. Which still surprised that they're still continuing this tornado warning, even though there's really nothing there anymore. I wonder what the Equitops look like. Wow, tall, that's for sure. 59,000 feet. Okay, that just got condensed. Still got a tornado. I don't know why that tornado warning still going on. They condensed it, but not like canceled it. Why? I'm gonna try something else here. Um, I'm gonna try just switch it over to that. Let's see if it does that. No, okay, still doesn't want to do it. I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on with this. Don't wonder if that will work. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like figure out what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Because the bot timers worked last time, but for some reason not the commands. It's really weird. Because it can't be that the fact that Stream Elements is not a moderator. Unless it's not. Apparently it's not. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, I'm looking at velocities here. Might be something trying to form near America City there. Could be something rotating in there, but let's take a look at the previous scans here. I don't know. Could be contamination because that's what we've been dealing a lot with a lot here. Let's see next scan here if anything does change. All right, we no longer have a tornado warning, and also that one scan on that is where was it? Where's America City? I was just looking at it like 2 seconds ago. Okay, it was there, but I think it's just pretty much contamination there. Oh, my phone's about to die in a second here. Oh, whoa. All right. I'll probably end up streaming for the next probably couple minutes, see if anything does change. But for the most part, I think it's just gonna be mostly the storm's mostly just gonna be driven by wind threat at this point. So yeah, anything that was there, what we saw on radar, probably was just either contamination or maybe some brief rotation. For the most part, this is definitely just gonna be wind and hail threat. Mostly a wind threat at this point. Maybe down here we could say maybe see some hail coming out of the system, but mostly wind. Yeah, this is pretty much just wind driven right now in terms of any severe threat. So things that be good for this stream. Like, subscribe, follow me at Twitch. I keep saying Twitch, and I don't stream on Twitch. Join the Discord. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and also Instagram Threads. Although I don't upload on Instagram Threads as much as Instagram. I do post quite a bit on Twitter, which a lot of reposts and of course just posting a bunch of just a bunch of cool stuff, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, see you on the next one.